Yo, what's up? Welcome to the channel, and today we're going to be talking about Warhammer 40K Space Marines 2. Now, this is like my little thoughts, review, whatever you want to call it, and I'm not going to make it too long. This is just like me, this rambling, you know. If you've been to the channel before, you know I've been really getting into the lore of 40K, and I've been really enjoying it. I've been watching all kinds of content creators, other content creators who know a lot about the lore and stuff. Even before this game came out, I was dabbling a bit. This isn't my first Warhammer game. I played Dark Tide. I actually got that game when it first came out. But this game is a whole different beast. I like Dark Tide. Space Marines, it's a whole different beast. I love this game. We're going to be talking about the good, the bad, and the downright ugly about this game. Because even though that I love this game, it's not perfect. No game really is perfect. So, let's talk about the campaign. Now, campaign is a continuation off of the first Space Marines. Now, I never played this first Space Marines. I've seen a lot of new people getting into this game. Yeah, they haven't played it either. Now, do you need to know a lot about the first Space Marines? Yes and no. Some of the interactions and dialogue, it's not too big of a deal, but some of it you find yourself a little lost. Like, what are they talking about? But you get the gist of it. You know that, well, in the last game, Titus, he had a little problem. He got put on death watch, and that's really a conflict in the story. His new squad mates don't trust him. Commander, or the person over him, doesn't really trust him. No spoilers, I'm not going to tell you what happens like at the end or anything. It's a very good campaign. Is it great? No. A lot of people have been talking about the length of the campaign. A lot of people saying it's too short, and I would have to agree with that. I beat this game 6 to 7 hours. I beat it like in one stream. I just played the crap out of it. So what is there? It is pretty good. I will say that it is pretty good. The story, the narrative in the game is really good. I have really no complaints about that part, but I do wish it was a little bit longer. 10 hours maybe. No, a few more hours. 10, 12 hours. It doesn't need to be like a 20-hour campaign. No, not at all. I really liked the campaign and the narrative in it, and I really liked how it ended. You can tell there's going to be plenty more. If you know about the lore in the universe, they can do a lot more, and it's obvious how they ended. There's going to be more. I don't know when, because they do have a roadmap for like the next year or two. I like knowing that there's more content coming down the line. Let's talk about the gameplay. The gameplay in this game is amazing. It is the highlight. It's kind of like a mix of little like Gears of War in there, sprinkle a little Gears of War, Doom in there, Sekiro like with the dodge and parry system and everything. Well, I wouldn't say Sekiro. I would say more like it's kind of like a dance to it, kind of like the Arkham games. It's really fun. It's a really fun gameplay. If you're not really a fan of third person or anything like that, maybe you won't be too fond of the gameplay. As a third person enjoyer, I like it. I've been playing a lot of First Descendant. I play a lot of Division 1 and 2. You know, I like third person games. They are pretty good. I think they have their place. I enjoy this a lot. This how brutal the gameplay is, how snappy, it's very responsive. It's no complaints there. And let's actually talk about the performance of the game. Performance of this game, it's really good. It's pretty good. I'm playing on PC with a 3070. I have the game running and I stream and I have my stuff on my third monitor and everything, and it runs pretty good. I don't have, 3090, 3080, 4090, 4080, nothing like that. And it runs pretty good. I have really no complaints. Maybe some here and there. I've noticed sometimes every once in a while it may have a little hitch to it. My frames may drop. But if you're not streaming 3 different monitors or whatever, I'd say you should probably be fine. It's a very good optimized game. So really no complaints about that. Let's talk about the content and what we have at launch in this game. Now, I talked about the campaign, which is nice, and we also have a PvP mode. Now, the PvP mode, it's it's there, okay? Is it the greatest thing ever? No, I wouldn't say at all. I wouldn't say that at all. It is not the greatest thing ever, but it is fun. It's a fun little side thing to jump into every once in a while. I mean, if you just like to play PvP in any game and you really enjoy it no matter what, you're going to enjoy this. The few things I do like about it and the few things I don't like about it, I'll say the things I don't like about it is kind of like nitpicking about it. But, overall, you can it's 3 different modes you can hop into and play with your friends and stuff. And I did learn that, I guess, in the first Space Marines, the lobby size and the party size were bigger. Correct me if I'm wrong in that in the comments, but I'm pretty sure they were bigger in the last one, which I would love to have bigger party sizes in this game. It'd be kind of crazy. But, you know, and we have operations. Now, operations are probably where you're going to spend most of your time in the game. Okay? You got campaign, which is 6 hours. You got the PvP, which toss up if you like that kind of stuff or not. Then you have operations. Now, operations is where you level up. You got levels to your characters, levels to your weapons and stuff. You can upgrade your weapons to different rarities and stuff, and upgrade your characters to put more perks on your characters. But right now, there's only what uh correct me if I'm wrong. I can't remember off the top of my head right now. 6 operations, 6 or 8 operations, which it's not a lot. What you're really doing is just leveling up your character to get into the higher difficulties, because the higher difficulties are tied to your weapon levels. You get higher rarity of materials to level up your weapons, and like the only way to get those are to jump into the higher difficulties. Now, I've been seeing some complaints how the higher difficulties may be too hard. I don't know. I haven't got that far. My highest level character is like 10. So I haven't really got to those end difficulties. And so far, I really enjoy that mode. It's, it's, I don't know how long it's going to keep people's attention in the game after they beat the campaign and after they kind of get tired of the PvP. I mean, it'd be nice. I mean, you can like flip flop between operations and PvP, but I've noticed like you really just play the same missions over and over again just to get your character leveled up and get into those higher difficulties. And you know if you don't care about the higher difficulties, you probably not going to stick with this that long, you know but it's fun. And let's talk about the bad in this game. The few problems I have with this game. There's not really that many issues I have with this game, but let's talk about. We already talked about the campaign a little bit. Can be a little bit longer. You know, that's been a conversation like day one, day two. Let's talk about the PvP. The problems I have with PvP. Now, the problems I have with PvP are just the length of the matches. I feel like the matches just go by way too fast. This the matches are only like 5 minutes. It seems like maybe they can up the score or make. I don't know. I'm not a game designer. I don't know how they would fix that issue, but to me, matches are just way too short. You know, you're in, then you're out, and you don't really get that much XP. But XP is not really an issue because, unlike operations, you do level up your character, but there's no reason to like level up characters besides weapons to unlock different weapons. And with that said, you don't unlock perks like you do in the operations mode. So you just level up your character just so you can get cosmetics too when you level up your character, and you just level up your character to get more weapons. So the PvP isn't that robust. Robust. Well, what's the word I'm looking for? You know what I mean. You know, unlike the operation mode, and you know the whole I want to say the whole only having 2 characters per squad is a problem, but I really don't find it a problem because I can see like a whole team of the shield guy who plants the banner. I can see that being a problem. So in PvP, though the whole two to a squad, that's not a problem. What other problems do I have with PvP? Network issues. I don't know if I'm the only one who goes through network issues, but network issues. Sometimes it'd be laggy. Sometimes, the ping would be bad. So they probably need to work on that a little bit. When you first get into PvP, you will probably have an issue with the time to kill. Cause you have to get through when you're shooting them, you have to get through the shields, then their health. But melee, it bypasses shield and goes straight to their health. And once you actually get used to how PvP works, it's really not an issue. At first, it might seem kind of iffy to you, kind of funny, but if you keep playing it, you will understand it. And there is a lot of team shotting in this game. A lot of team. Stick with your team, and even better if you have a team with a mic, people speak to each other, because there are times where people will sneak up behind you, okay? And nobody calls that out. It can screw stuff up. But yeah, that's it for PvP. Let's talk about operations. Operations, I only have a few issues, and one big issue I have is the one character per squad. I wish they would change this, especially when you try to get into a lobby and you already select your character or anything. It will put you in the lobby with the same character, so one of you will have to change. Now, if you're not the leader, they might kick you, and I wish that didn't happen, but it does. And or you may be in a stalemate to see who's gonna switch first. Me normally I'll just switch characters because I'm trying to level up 3 different characters because I don't want to hop into a lobby where both the characters. Most people will tell you just to level up 2 characters, but you may come into a situation where both those characters are taken. So now either you have to leave that lobby and find a different one, or you have to switch to a character that you haven't been playing. It's like level 1, and if you're in the higher difficulties, well, you can't really play that higher difficulty. So either way, you're gonna have to leave. You see where all the issues are coming from? Just having one per squad in operations. I wish that at least 2 like PvP, or even just take that limit off. Just take it out. Just take that limit out and just let us have a whole squad of, one class if we want to. Now, would that be the best thing to do? Probably not. Not at all. But, because each class has their own, play style, and they fit in their own pocket. Right now, it doesn't really have that much content, and that's my only real issue, but I still enjoy it. I still would, if you still just want to level up characters and make them as strong as possible and level up your guns, you're probably not going to have a problem with this. But people who want to, level up characters and, play more than the maps they have in operations and in PvP, you're probably going to be playing the same, 3 maps over and over again. But if you have no problems with all that, this game is worth playing, and I like it a lot. Like I said, I'm gonna keep playing the game, and in the future, they have a roadmap. We're gonna get more content. We're gonna get new enemy races, new PvP maps, new operations. Higher difficulty, which I don't know how I feel about that. That's gonna be kind of scary. Even a harder difficulty, and I see people having trouble with the hardest difficulty we have now. Okay, but I'm down. But this is just me rambling on my thoughts and the good, the bad, and the ugly, whatever about this game. And this game is definitely worth, I would say, the 70 bucks for this game. If you like Warhammer, of course you're probably going to pick up this game. I mean, if you are into the lore, into the tabletop, you probably already have this game. If you're new and never got into this universe, I would say for 70 bucks and, for the content it has, I would say yes. And the content we're going to get down the road, yes, it's a pickup. I really think you should pick up this game. It's, in my opinions, and a lot of people's opinions, this is the best Warhammer video game that we have right now. So yeah, um, I'm gonna leave you with that, and I'll see you next time in the next video. Leave me a like, subscribe, and have a good day or night whenever you're watching this. Peace.